This video is going to be about midlife crisis. Midlife. It's kind of funny. Uh, it's it feels very strange talking about this topic, and I'll tell you why. You know, whenever you ask anyone their age, if they say they are in their 20s, yeah, you're so young, man. You have your whole life ahead of you. And if someone says, I'm in my 60s. Oh, you don't tell them, but you think, oh, retirement age. Oh, okay. The guy is going to, retire very soon because in the corporate world, after the age of 60, nobody gives you a job. 60 is supposed to be, give you a gold watch, give a small little get together, cutting of the cake, taking a few photographs, saying a few nice words, emotional moment, bye bye. You'll see people have mixed feelings about it, and most of them they tend to feel very sad because they begin to think, I've given 20, 10, 20, 30 years or maybe even 40 years to this company where I got up on time every morning, took the same route, checked in the same office, went to the same desk, met the same colleagues, did the same roles and responsibilities, reported to the same boss. And after, you know, office hours were over, went back home. So now when you're asked to retire and finish, you begin to think, now what will I do? Will I get up in the morning? And if I get up in the morning, what will I do? I don't have an office to go to. Where will I go to work? Whom will I report to? So your life becomes empty. So most of us are aware of that day, that dreaded day. We are very aware that one day we are going to retire. So now you have the 20 where life just begins, and 60 where life just ends. Ends in the sense, it's not that you don't have any skill, any talent, just that nobody wants to give you an opportunity. So 20 to 60. So if you calculate 60 minus 20, 40, you have 40 years. So when you divide that 40 right down in the middle, 20 to 60, you come down to 20 to 40, 40 to 60. The mid life, the mid working life. That's why it's called midlife. Okay. So now here's the funny, odd thing. When you reach that point, no? When you reach the point of 40, all of a sudden it's a very strange feeling because you look back on your life and you think, sheesh, man, I finished 50% of my working life, 20 to 40. You look back and you're like, where did those years go by? How much money have I made? What are my savings? I mean, what did I accomplish? And if you're someone who has accomplished a lot, got married, had children, occupied a very big position, fine, you don't have anything to worry. But if, on the other hand, you are a person who is ambitious, who had goals, who had dreams, vision, you look back on your life and think, bloody hell, man, half my life is over, working life. And then you look ahead and like, I just have half my life remaining. I just have 20 more years, or 10 years, or 4 5 years where I can make some money. I can have some savings. I can plan for my retirement, or I can plan what is next. But then you begin to think, sheesh, now what will I do, man? Where will I go? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to work very hard? Am I supposed to resign from this company? Am I supposed to get a bigger salary? Am I supposed to get a bigger? There are so many questions in your head. You don't know where to start. In fact, the part that really gets to you is you're no longer a young spring chicken. When you get up in the morning, your back hurts, your knees hurt, you're overweight, you're breathing heavy, you're not the same shape as you used to be, unless you're in your 30s and all that. But if you're married and you have kids and you have your priorities and responsibilities, you will not be in that perfect 20s shape that you were when you were in your school or college. So the body is not behaving in a right way. Then you start having all these funny changes where you're losing hair here and you're getting white hair here and you're getting white hair here and you're getting hair from the ears and you're like, what the hell is happening to me, man? And you're getting hair from your even nose and you're busy plucking it out. And sometimes you look in the mirror and you pluck out the whites and you're like, what the hell is happening? And then some people, because they don't want to be old, so to speak, they will wear a which I find very funny. They will put a fake wig. I don't know what they are trying to do. It looks so obvious it's a wig. Then there are others who go for, getting implants. If you are as rich as Shah Rukh Khan or if you're very rich and successful, obviously you can have an amazing hair transplant, which nobody can see through Amitabh Bachchan or SRK or Salman Khan. You can have, surgery on your jaw, on your cheeks, on your face. You can have Botox. You can, if you have the money for all that. Okay. Then obviously, then you begin to think about your health. How can I still be young? How can I still function? When you're young, you don't need so much sleep. You can work 2, 3 hours. Sleep is a waste of time. But now, when you cross your 40s, if you don't sleep, your whole day goes bloody miserable. Before you could drink tea, coffee, Starbucks, Red Bull, whatever, sugary drinks and eat anything. But now, if you have coffee with sugar and milk, and your energy level goes up and then you feel miserable. So that is why you have maybe an espresso black with no sugar. You have to look after your health. You have to, you put on weight very easily. You begin to think, what should I be eating? What should I not be eating? Before you were young and, you were chasing girls and girls were looking at you. And now all of a sudden, when people look at you, they call you sir, they call you madam, or you begin to, if you go outside, there's that respect that they give, uncle, auntie. Imagine, the first time you hear someone calls you uncle, auntie, and you're like, what? Who the hell did you just say that? So that is where you're entering your midlife crisis. And then, obviously, when you have your partner, your life partner, your marriage partner, and you have children, and you can literally see your children growing up before your very eyes, and you can't believe, you're like, you just gave birth to a kid, and next thing you know, the kid is already in like first grade or second grade, and then before you know it, they're already in their board exams or ninth or 10th, or they are finishing their high school. And many parents, when I speak to them, they're like, my kid is going to college here. They're like, yeah. It's like, how the hell did that happen? So there are so many questions. There's so many questions. There are so many observations. It is like, just entering puberty for the first time when you see hair in different areas of your body and your voice is changing and sexually you feel different and you see hair in those private parts and you don't know what to do. And for girls, it's their periods, and for guys, it's like they sound funny, they smell funny, they act funny, and their testosterone's all over the place, and they don't know why they are losing their cool. They don't know why suddenly they look at a girl and they find her looking hot. Why am I feeling this strange, funny feeling? So it's like that. It's like that puberty, the confusion that is there. It comes to older people. It's like females have this hot flash, like menopause. For most men, it is a time where they really ask themselves these tough questions. Man, where am I in my life? How much money am I earning? How much do I have savings? You begin to think, what were my dreams when I was young? I wanted to be millionaire, billionaire, CEO. I wanted to have a blonde wife. I wanted to have amazing kids. I wanted to migrate to the West. I wanted to be rich, have multiple businesses, a Rolls Royce, buildings, offices. I wanted to be successful, known in society, have muscles like Arnold. And you begin to think of all those things. And then you begin to ask yourself, what did I accomplish? Was I immature to think of all this? Was I stupid? Was I silly? And then when you bump into someone who's younger than you, who's in their 20s or 30s, and you look at them and you're like, and you listen to them talk, you begin to think like, how silly, man, how immature. And then you suddenly have to remind yourself, I used to talk like that. I used to sound like that. You know, when you reach this point of the midlife crisis, everybody goes through it. Everyone has that conversation. And especially when you're in your 30s, it actually starts from your late 30s. You begin to think, I'm in my 30s now, very soon I'm going to be in my 40s. What the hell am I going to do next year? Because once you reach your 40s, there is this stigma, there is this, oh, you're in your 40s. Not many people want to employ people, after their 40s. They have to really think whether you want to employ that person. And as you go deeper into 40s, the opportunity or the desire to be employed goes even lower. It's like a female who's crossing a certain threshold and then she doesn't get any marriage partners. She only gets when she's young. As she becomes older, that demand goes away. Like, who wants a 40, 50-year-old female? Yeah, they can fool themselves and say, I'll be forever green and guys still desire me. But nobody would want to spend their life with you. Nobody would want to marry you. You can fool yourself all you want. The fact remains, they would prefer in females at least someone younger in their 20s. Like, given a choice between a female who's in her 40s or 50s versus a female in her 20s, which guy will go crazy? Oh, I want that girl in her 50s. You're fooling yourself here. So, like now when I chat with anyone, the minute, like I'll, this happened yesterday. I was chatting with one guy. He was telling me about Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, UK US foreign policy, the World Economic Forum, going on. And then I asked him, he just said something very immature and stupid. And then I asked him, how old are you, man? And the minute he told me he's in his 20s, I was like, why am I wasting my time talking to him? I mean, what life experience does he have? And then there are people who pretend to be who they are not. I asked this guy, how old are you? Oh, he kept quiet, thought, oh, I'm 42. I said, boss, you're not 42. Shut the fuck up here. You talk so much of shit and crap. You're not 42. Because there's a certain level of maturity that comes once you cross 40. So now comes, if you are entering your midlife crisis, that zone where there's no return, what are the questions you should be asking yourself? Should you be asking yourself, where am I in my career? Am I happy? How much savings do I have? What is the salary am I earning? How many of my goals or to-do list have I achieved? How many of my dreams have I accomplished? What is remaining? What is left? So many questions you can ask, so many. But then I tell people when I talk to them now, I ask them, are you happy? And the answer always is, I'm content, but I'm not happy as such. Because if they say, yeah, I'm content, I'm happy, then you don't need to worry. Then the conversation ends. You're perfect. Your life is. But if they say, no, not happy, there are still things to do. There is stuff left in the basement, like Rocky Part 6, when Paulie, that his friend who knows him from years, in that meat shop where meat is hanging, Sylvester Stallone keeps punching that meat. Very famous scene. So it reminds him that his wife has died and he's alone and he's old. And then all of a sudden, Sylvester Stallone gets emotional and he says, I miss her every day. I feel empty. And then Pauline realizes, oh, sheesh, I have triggered a memory and he's going to cry. He's like, okay, relax. Like, he's like, it's suffocating. It's suffocating. I can't breathe. There is still something left down in the basement. There's still something left. It's like, okay, 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 relax. So all of us, we have some stuff left in the basement, especially the ones who are entering our 40s. There are these goals that we want to achieve, if not all, some of them. There are these dreams that we have. It's like before you had maybe 100 goals, and now you say that I just have 4 or 5, man. That's it. I don't have many more. And some of them can be generic. I want to be of good health. I want to have enough money where I'm not dependent on anyone. I want to be self sufficient. I want to be happy with my partner. Yeah, those are generic statements that almost everybody has. But then it comes down to being specific. Okay, you're not happy. What are you not happy about? Then obviously people say, job, I'm looking for one last promotion. Salary, I'm looking for one final bump. Position, I'm looking for one last thing. So then they start getting specific. So then when you say, okay, what is your current salary? Okay, $15,000. What are you looking for? Man, last one. So they'll give an exaggerated amount. I would want 25, but let's be realistic. If I get 20, I'll be happy. Okay. Then you begin to ask, okay, you're a manager. What is the position you're? I'm just looking for senior manager, or I'm looking for regional manager, or I'm looking for general manager. Okay, if not a multinational company, a local company, at least something more responsibility, at least for the last time before I'm given my marching orders, my pink slip. Okay. And then, there are people who also have, more of settling down, retirement. And I'm at least want to have $100,000 more in my account, at least so that I can retire. Okay, children will finish their college, they're gone. So at least I can take care of myself. And then when you ask probe, this is the most common answer that they'll give. Just have a small shop or a coffee shop or a restaurant, or just do a trading business or do a consultancy, just to keep myself busy. But then when you have to ask them for the numbers, so how much money are you looking? They they will not answer the question. They will not tell you because it's a very scary thing. It's very uncomfortable. Like someone will say, okay, a coffee shop or a trading business or a consultancy. But when you ask them numbers, he will feel very uncomfortable telling you, okay, maybe $100,000 or $50,000, because he knows if he says too low, you're going to tell him, boss, you can't open with $50,000. It has to be 100. And then when you tell him 100, he'll be like, sheesh, man, I just have $200,000 in my bank account. If I remove 100 and I lose it all, then what will I do? So they don't want someone to pour cold water on their dreams, so they don't give any numbers. That is why if you ask any expat who is in the Middle East, what will you do after retire? Yeah, I'll go to India. Yeah, I'll open something here. Yeah, just retirement. They will say that. But I can challenge you on this. He'll say retirement. He'll say go back to the country. Okay. Have you already started your paperwork, your transit, shipping all the goods to India? No. Very rarely. Very, very rarely. Because they know once they go back, it's a point of no return. And they also know once you go there, nobody knows you, nobody cares about you, nobody wants to know you. And there's nobody who you know. So it's a very painful decision. So the midlife crisis asks you Very uncomfortable questions which you cannot run away from. You just can't run away. What am I going to do after 40? Am I going to migrate? Am I going to get a promotion? What is the next salary increment I can look for? What do I really want to do? What will happen if I lose my job? Where will I go? What will happen after my children settle down? Okay, then what's next? It'll bring you face to face with your reality. It's like, you keep thinking I'm perfectly in good health and I'm strong and I'm fit. And then one fine day you go to the doctor and the doctor removes all your clothes and you're standing naked in front of a bloody mirror and you look at your flab and you look at your sagging chest and you begin to think, what the hell, man? And then if you fall sick and you're hospitalized, you begin to realize, I'm not as healthy as I think I was. In fact, every day when you get up in the morning, when you're breathing heavy and you're huffing and puffing and your back is aching and your legs are paining and your joints are swollen and your joints are paining and you get a headache and you know that your body is not like before. Yeah, you can fool the world, put cosmetics, take Botox, have a hair transplant, wear nice clothes, but once you're naked and you're lying down in the bed and you get up in the morning with no makeup, no nothing, you have to face that reality. Okay, fine. If you're going to the gym and keeping fit and all that, you will not be bothered about it. But I can assure you this, if you're married and if you have children and you have responsibilities and your priorities and you've crossed the age of 40, 45, unless, of course, you're a long distance runner or someone who goes dedicated to the gym or you're CrossFitter, you'll be reminded that your age is catching up. Yeah, you can get some compliments. Hey, you don't look like 40, man. You look like you're in your 30s. You look like you're in your 20s. All that sounds good. It feels good. But numbers don't lie. So now comes $1 million question. Ah. So what is the point and purpose of this video? Am I trying to make you feel inadequate? Am I trying to make you feel depressed? Am I trying to remind you, hey man, your life is shit. You better book a session with me. Book 1 hour and take my advice. Yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest with you, because after all, it's money. It's my business. It's my bread and butter. That can, that is, not the can, that is part of my agenda to remind you of your inadequacies, of your problems, of your issues, and so that you can relate to me. That's obvious. I think I'd be bullshitting with you if I say that, no, that wasn't the agenda. Who am I trying to fool? I mean, we are grown adults here. We are in our 40s or entering our 40s. Why to fool? Why to bullshit? Yeah, when you're in 20s, you think you can bullshit with anyone and get away with it. But when you become older, you realize, unfool the world. So what is the point and purpose of this video? The point and purpose of this video is to tell you that these thoughts that I'm sharing with you is the exact thoughts I have, is the exact thoughts you have, is the exact thoughts every single individual who is crossing 40 he has. All of us have the same fears. All of us have the same concerns, worries. Okay, some have less, some have more. For a guy who has multiple businesses, has $500,000 in the bank account, minimum dollars, has has a parachute or severance package of 2 years, 3 years coming to his bank account if he loses his job, if he has already invested in his house, property, land, he has gold, he'll not be bothered about the money. He'll be like, money, I don't care. just thinking what to do next. And if you have children, your concern would be they need to settle down. If you're married, okay, children are gone, then you'll think what me and my wife, what we are going to do as a family. You'll definitely look at avenues of business, consultancy, some way to keep the ball rolling. And if you're single, you'll think that, okay, I don't have anybody who I can fall back on. So, how am I going to manage? And you don't think about this until you fall sick, until you're hospitalized. Then you begin to think. So in the same way, all of us know, all this is a fleeting thought. It's just a fleeting thought. Oh, what will I do if I lose my job? What will I do if I am asked to leave the country? What will I do if I don't get a salary, promotion? What will I do if I get a younger boss? We just think about it, but we don't react to it. We don't take it seriously until it happens. The day you're given your termination notice is the day you'll wake up. The day you're told, I'm sorry, things are not working out. The day you are asked to take drastic decisions where you don't have a choice. The day someone gives you the bad news that, man, you lost all your money in this XYZ. The day what you fear actually happens, whether it's a stroke or diabetes or blood pressure, that's the only day you will wake up. And after that, you will take the actions required. Until then, you will just think about it, have a fleeting thought, and not be bothered. We are all like that. You want proof? It's very simple. Look at your health. You think your health is perfect? Yeah, I'm okay, man. Go for a blood test. Go for a complete checkup. They'll say, yeah, your body's okay, but you're borderline A, B, C, D, E. Even job security, there's none. Maybe you're a star performer, but you know if the company will survive the change, the sands of time, as they call it, the changing paradigms, AI, new generation, new technologies. What happened to Kodak, billion-dollar company? What happened to Sony, Sony's domination of the market? What happened to, I mean, there was no Tesla before, now there's Tesla. Yeah, like that, there are so many companies. Arthur Anderson, then Enron, Philip Morris, so many companies right up there. So maybe you are amazing at your work, but if that industry or that job or that company shuts down or changes, who's going to employ you at 50 or 60? So all of us have these concerns. So all I'll leave you with is this. Only you know, only you know what you're trying to put under the rug, what you're trying to brush off, what you're trying to avoid thinking about. It can be your health, it can be the fact you're single, it can be the fact that your job has, your career growth has stagnated, your salary is still the same, you're applying but not getting any response. Only you know. Your health is good or bad, or your relationship is working, not working. Are you happy with your life? Only you know. Nobody else knows. You can keep postponing it for as long as you like and not think about it. It's like, like let's say a toothache or some health issue. You don't think about it until it becomes so serious, then you're like, okay, fine. No need to postpone. We have to get this done. Others, we're in deep shit. So you have two choices. Either you wait until that day comes and then you take action. Like I get many of these people. Hey, Loy, how are you? Okay, need your service, need your advice. Okay, what happened? I've been terminated. I've been given the pink slip. Okay. You finally wake up. Or there are people who are told, I'm sorry, but you have diabetes, you have blood pressure, you have health issues. And only then they take action. Either you can wait for that, or you can be proactive and say, listen, I'm not going to wait until then. After I'm 50, after I'm 60, I can't migrate, I can't go anywhere. I better take action right now. So, choice is up to you. But one thing I will tell you is, at the end of the day, now, you're the only one who's going to pay the price, nobody else. So, you decide what you want to do. I have clients, I have friends who ask themselves this question, discuss this question, talk about it. But at the end of the day, they continue with the same job, same life, same everything. Why? Because it's very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable to start new. Everyone knows if you have to achieve change, you have to put effort, you have to put thought, you have to put a lot of sacrifice, a lot of effort. It's like starting something totally new. And the chance for failure is also very high. So, do you stay in your comfort zone and go with the flow? Or do you rock the boat and say, no, I'm not going to let fate take hold of me. I'll take charge. It's all up to you. Anyway, all I can tell you is, for me, as I've become older, I'm very clear what matters to me: money, health, family, and personal. That's it. And money means brand or my professional career. That's it. So that comes first. Because without that, without the money, nothing else. It's like without petrol, car doesn't move. For family also, you need money, right? And in order to earn money, you need to have health also. New blood, new competition, new technology is all coming up and going to have us redundant. So before that happens, you have to make sure you're relevant. Either reinvent yourself or be redundant. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, we're all getting older. We all have to make choices. I just hope you make the right choice and take action. Don't just think and talk about it. Do something about it. All right. Chalo, guys. Yalla. This is what I wanted to share with you. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free. Comment down below. This is me signing off. Take care.